Today's video is brought to you by Oxedo LED lighting. You might think that you can see just fine at night. Well, I did too, until I did this little upgrade. As you can see from this footage, here is some before Oxedo LED lighting, and here is some after Oxedo LED lighting. The difference is amazing. With high brightness and easy installation, Oxedo LED lighting is definitely the route for you. They're easy to install, and they're available for all makes and models. Click on the link in the description below and enter promo code 612motorsports at checkout to get yourself 15% off. Now back to our video. Hello and welcome back to another episode of 612 Motorsports. In today's episode we are coming to you from sunny Florida, the new home of 612 Motorsports. And today we are taking a look at a vehicle that we've had for a while, but it's nothing you've seen because, well, it's been here in Florida. But before we get too far into this, if you haven't done so already, go ahead, hit that subscription button, the notification bell, leave a comment, a thumbs up. All of that stuff is super helpful. It makes the channel grow, and it's very greatly appreciated, and I can't thank you enough if you've already done that stuff. Also, you can follow on Instagram at 612 Motorsports. So this is pretty much the main reason I came to Florida, was to hang out with my old man and cruise around in some cool cars. We're sitting in a 36 Ford Roadster. This is what you would call a true survivor car. It was gone through and freshened up in 1997. And then we kind of freshened it up here again a little bit in 2020. But otherwise it is all original, and it's got a few super rare factory options, like a oil filter of all things. You wouldn't think that would be a option, but that's something that was an option in those days. And then it's got this super cool clock in the rearview mirror here, which is pretty cool. There's a little wiper motor up there. It's got nice wood grain in here. See, the Roadster doesn't have any windows in it that roll up or down, which makes it kind of a unique one. So in 1936, they produced less than 4,000 of this particular model, making this one pretty rare. And what also makes it even rarer are the ones that are out there have been customized. So they've been cut up, fenders have been taken off, they might have been chopped up, different different dashes, different engines, just a whole lot of different things, which is great, and I encourage that. But sometimes the bone stock things are what really make stuff more rare and a little more eye appealing, just because you don't see them as often as a full custom vehicle. So we're just kind of warming it up here a little bit, cruising around the block a little bit. But it's got chrome bows here in the head liner, and wood back here, and then it's got these little clips here, and you can kind of push that, and then this whole back window will fall down, so you can see through, which is kind of neat. That is the sound of a flathead. Undeniable, unmistakable. If you know, you know. I'm just going to do a little walk around here and show you this particular one. Now, we've had this for a little bit, but it's been in hiding down here in Florida. And now that I'm here, we're going to enjoy these things a little bit more. I'm going to kind of push the old man to take it out more and go to some of these cruises. Now, this car is for sale, and, well, they're all for sale. The right price will buy anything if the guy really wants it to. So if you're interested, leave a comment below, get in touch, we'll get back to you. What makes this rare now, like I said, is the Roadster with no window. These little vent windows, you can take them off. They're called winglets, and they just kind of help deflect the wind so it's not just blowing right in on you, which can get kind of irritating after a while. And then it's got these spider caps, they're called, which these little chrome section covers around the outside here and covers up the metal, which is a nice little feature. Just enough to add a little pizzazz to it, you know, not just a plain red through there or anything. So that sets that off nice. This is a lacquer finish, which is an old school paint. They don't use it anymore just due to the fact that it's not very environmentally friendly to do anymore. But back in the day, that's all they had, and that's what came from the factory. So it's just a gorgeous car. As we were driving around the block here, we had people hooting and hollering and giving us thumbs up, and you could tell they were a little jealous and would have liked to have been in our position there. So this is just another addition to the fleet in the 612 garage. That's right, even though we're in Florida now, we are still 612 because, well, 612 till we die. That's just how it goes. It's always been, and it always will. But it's just such a nice car. I just enjoy this. This one I like so much. I kind of always have had a fascination for the stock original cars. Don't get me wrong, I love the hot rods and the classics. So some of the cool features of this car, and they just kind of add a little extra panache, you might say. It's got the super nice grill guard, just to keep that safe. Those are pretty fragile, so you know, anything, say, that would fly up to it, you don't want to hit anything with it. The fog lights are just a nice little feature. Also an extra, not something that came on them necessarily, but it was something you could get. It's got the flying Greyhound, which is pretty cool. It's just, you know, just a sweet little deal flying out of there. Now, you might notice these little cap type deals, little snaps or whatnot. Now, because there are no side glass, you can get a little curtain that goes on, and that's gonna just attach to those points there, and that's gonna keep out any weather or anything that you might have, which might be a necessity sometimes. But it's just a clean car. Now, it's not 100% mint by standards, but it is going to be the nicest one that is all original that you're going to see, just because there aren't that many of them, and the ones that are out there are all hot rodded out. So really makes this one unique is that it's been kept original. It hasn't been molested and messed up by a bunch of stuff. So it's got the Continental kit, which would be your spare tire. And what's nice I like about this one is it's all enclosed. You don't see the rim, you don't see the tire. I think that kind of adds a little more class to it. It doesn't kind of just look like you got your spare hanging off the back. It makes it more presentable. This is a rumble seat, so you can flip that up instead of a trunk, and then you've got your little step plates here and here to help you get up in there. And you might see people riding in the back of there nowadays, maybe in a parade or something of that nature. If you go to a car cruise or a car show, you might see the kids in the back, you know, just kind of enjoying. It's pretty neat little deals. So here's the rumble seat open, and what is kind of a neat option, I guess, is if you had a trunk or a rumble seat, it's all the same. It's just you've got a bigger area here. Now the trunk lid or the rumble seat lid, the handle, you just flip it around, and then it would open the other way and you would have a trunk. But the rumble seat's just a nice cool feature. Like I said, it's kind of elegant. Now here's that flathead that you heard just a moment ago. And truly, there is nothing like a flathead. Either you love them or you hate them. I love them. There's just something about them that is very unique. Now here's that factory oil filter, and as you can see, it's got a little Ford script on there. It's something that didn't come with every vehicle, and was kind of a rare option, which is nice. This is an 85 horse. That's right, 85 horse. That's nothing compared to today's standards, but that was very common for the day, so you gotta love it. Now these hoods, they open up from the side, which is nice, and you can get, you know, both sides open and work on them, which does allow you some good access to things when you do need to service and work on them, versus a conventional flip-up hood where, you know, you're leaning over crap and you can't necessarily get to everything in the back, where here you've got full access to stuff, and that makes it super nice. And like I was saying, here, you know, it's a simple car, but yet it's not at the same time. We've just got, you know, vintage gauges. So it's got a little tray, package tray they call it here, because you necessarily don't have a trunk. You can throw stuff up back in there, which is nice. But the chrome bow is, this here's your wiper motor, and if you notice, there's only one wiper, and that's because really the driver is the only one that really needs to see if anything is happening, and you probably wouldn't be driving this necessarily in much of any kind of rain, just due to the fact that it doesn't have side glass and that kind of stuff, so it, you know, everything inside would get wet. But therefore, if you were just driving home from the store and you hit a little sprinkle, you can get through fine. So well, that's going to do it for today's episode. I hope you really enjoyed. Remember, if you haven't done so, please go ahead and hit that subscription button. And as always, stay positive, work hard, and make it happen.